Welcome viewers. In this video we'll see the analysis of the magnetic circuit. There are three different types of magnetic circuit available. One is simple magnetic circuit, series magnetic circuit and parallel magnetic circuit. First we will see the simple magnetic circuit. It is having only single core, single type of core, so that it's called a simple magnetic circuit. Let us consider a circular solenoid or toroid coil having a magnetic path of L meters. The area of cross section A meter square and a coil have n number of turns carrying a current of I ampere. So that is given in this diagram. So this is called a toroid. The circular form means toroid or circular solenoid. Solenoid means normally the linear form. If it is solenoid is bent in the circular form, this is called a toroid. Here we have n number of coils are available, number of coils n. The current is flowing through this coil I. Due to rate of change of current, the flux is produced that is following this circular path. This dotted line is nothing but a flux. Due to circular core, the flux is also following the circular path. So this is the core. So this radius is nothing but mean radius of the core, because it is measured at the center, so that is called a mean radius. If it is internal mean internal radius, outside means external radius, but here we are measured at the center, so it is a mean radius. Now we will analyze this circuit. So according to the definition of the magnetic field intensity, H equal to Ni divided by L. Magnetic field intensity is nothing but mmf per unit length. This length is nothing but 2 pi Rm. That is, the length is nothing but circumference of this core, because both are equal. Length is nothing but a circumference. Circumference means 2 pi Rm. Rm is the mean radius. From that we can find the magnetic field flux density B. B equal to mu naught mu r H. The relation is available. B equal to mu H. That is mu naught mu r into H. Now substitute this H from the above equation. So that mu naught mu r into Ni divided by 2 pi Rm. Again this 2 pi Rm is written as L. So what we got, B equal to mu naught mu r Ni divided by L. Magnetic flux density is nothing but mu naught mu r Ni divided by L. These are all very basic formulas. From basic formula only we got this value. The magnetic field intensity also given in another form, pi by A. This is a normal definition. Magnetic field intensity is nothing but magnetic flux density is nothing but magnetic flux per unit area. So cross multiply this, so that pi equal to B into A. So B already we calculated. One formula is available. We substitute here. So mu naught mu r Ni divided by L into A. So we got the expression for pi by multiplying B into A. B is already available here, that is substituted. We got this value. Now we'll go for further simplification. So that pi equal to Ni divided by L into mu naught mu r into A. So this mu naught mu r available in the numerator, now it is brought into the denominator. So that 1 divided by, so that the originality will not change. So L divided by mu naught mu r means while going to numerator it will be as it is. So this L divided by mu naught mu r A is nothing but a reluctance. We have one term resistivity, rho. Rho equal to R equal to rho L by A. Like that we have L by A is there. The rho is now replaced by mu naught mu r. So L divided by mu naught mu r A can be written as a reluctance. So this term can be replaced by S, right? L divided by mu naught mu r into A. So that flux pi equal to Ni divided by S. From that we can write the reluctance. Reluctance, yes, we bring this, interchange these two terms. So S equal to Ni divided by pi. So this is a simple magnetic circuit. By substituting the values one by one, finally we got the reluctance S equal to Ni divided by pi. The basic formula for the reluctance. Now we'll go to the series magnetic circuit. Series magnetic or composite magnetic circuit. What is composite magnetic circuit? it consists of three different magnetic materials. In the previous derivation we have only one magnetic material, but here three different magnetic materials available. These three different magnetic having the different value of relative permeabilities, along with the air gap also available. So three different magnetic material with three different relative permeability along with a air gap is available. It can be interpreted from the diagram that flux lines find the closed path through the different magnetic material and air gap. But the flux is flowing through all these three different magnetic material and the air gap, but only one flux is available. Thus a single significant magnetic flux is exist. So that it is called as a series magnetic circuit. Even though there is a three different magnetic material, but the flux lines are flowing in a single magnetic flux is exists. So that it is called a series magnetic circuit. Now we will refer the diagram so that able to understand clearly. So this is one magnetic material. The width is more. This is another magnetic material. This magnetic length is L1. See the width is higher, and this is a different magnetic material. This is one type of magnetic material. This is another magnetic material with the length L2. See the width, it is lesser than this. The length is L2. On other side we have L3. This is third type of magnetic material with length L3. The thickness is very less. So in between we have air gap also available. So this is one magnetic material with the length L1. This is another magnetic material with the length L2. This is third magnetic material with L3 along with air gap is available. When the coil is excited, the flux is produced. The flux follows the single path flowing through all three different magnetic material as well as the air gap. The flux is not diverted. The single flux is flowing through all three material as well as the air gap. So that it is called a series magnetic circuit. The same flux is available across through the all three magnetic material as well as the air gap. Now we will go for the further analysis. So L1, L2, L3 is the length of the various magnetic material. A1, A2, A3 is the area of cross section of various magnetic material. Lg is the length of the air gap. Ag is the area of the air gap. So we have three different magnetic material along with the air gap. Now we will go for this further analysis. Each part of the circuit will offer reluctance to the magnetic flux. So because of different relative permeability, each part will give the reluctance to the flux. That is the different value. The reluctance value will be different due to the different magnetic material. So the amount of reluctance depends upon the dimension and relative permeability of the part. The reluctance is given to the flux, but the reluctance will be depends upon the material dimension as well as the permeability of the part, because three different material available. Since the different part of the circuit are in series, so the total reluctance is equal to the sum of reluctance of the individual part. So because of seriously connected, we will take this total reluctance equal to sum of the reluctance of three magnetic material as well as the air gap. So S equal to S1, S2, S3, S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus SS. Reluctance of the three magnetic material and air gap, sum of these four, because it is connected in series. So we already discussed the reluctance. S can be written as L divided by mu naught mu R1 into A1. So general formula is available. Like a resistivity, here we have the reluctance. L1 divided by mu naught mu R1 into A1. This is for first magnetic material. L2 divided by mu naught mu R2 into A2 for second magnetic material. L3 divided by mu naught mu R3 into A3, third magnetic material. Then the air gap, Lg divided by mu naught mu R Ag into Ag, mu Rg and Ag. So this is the reluctance. The formula is written. So the total MMF is nothing but flux into reluctance. that is reluctance equal to mmf by flux. So mmf equal to flux into reluctance. The flux is same flux exists for all the cases. So pi into S1 plus pi into S2 plus pi into S3 plus pi into Sg. The single flux is exists. So we can take pi outside. So S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus Sg. Now we'll substitute this value S1, S2, S3 can be substituted from here. So that we got pi into L1 divided by mu naught mu R1 into A1 plus L2 divided by mu naught mu R2 into A2 plus L3 divided by mu naught mu R3 into A3 plus this air gap. Now we'll go for the further analysis. Now we'll rewrite this L1 divided by mu naught mu R1 into pi by A1. The above equation is rearranged. The length and permeability is written one side and pi and A is written another term. So what is this pi by A? Pi by A is nothing but magnetic flux density. Pi by A, flux per unit area is flux density. So that this pi by A1 can be replaced by B1. Similarly this B2, B3 and Bg. Again it is rearranged. B divided by mu naught mu R1 into L1. These two are rearranged. So what is that B divided by mu naught mu R1? We know that B equal to mu H. From that B by mu equal to H. So this B by mu can be replaced by magnetic field intensity. Right? That is H equal to B divided by mu naught mu R. So this term can be replaced by magnetic flux, magnetic field intensity. So what will happen? This is the H1, this is H2, H3 and Hg. So that H1 into L1 plus H2 into L2, H3 into L3 plus Hg into Lg. Right? This is 3, not Hg, this is H3. So now we got the total MMF for a series circuit. What is that? The total MMF is nothing but sum of individual terms because it is connected in series. So that all are added together. Now we'll go to the parallel magnetic circuit. Parallel magnetic circuit, if the flux has more than one path, then it is known as a parallel magnetic circuit. The flux is diverted, then it is called a parallel magnetic circuit. In parallel magnetic circuit, the total flux exists in a common section of the magnetic circuit which contains the exciting coil. The common circuit having the exciting coil, in that the common flux, the total flux will be available. After that it is divided into two or more parts, follows the different path and recombine again at the another end of the common section. So at the common section exciting coil will be there, the total flux will be available. Thereafter the flux is divided into two different parts, again at another end it will be recombined. Now we'll refer the diagram. So in this diagram the exciting coil is available at the center limb. This side and another side, another two parts are available. The coil available at the center limb. The current I is flowing through the coil. Due to rate of change of current, the flux is produced. So this is the common section having the exciting coil. The total flux is available in this part, that is AD. It is named as AD. The other name is A, B, C, D, E and F. All the parts are named as. So in this the part AD, we have the common part, exciting coil is available, the total flux is available also in this section. So at this point the flux is diverted. This side the flux will be pi 1, this side the flux will be pi 2. So A, B, C, D, A having the flux pi 1. A, E, F, D having the flux pi 2. So at the center limb the total flux is available. At this point the flux is diverted into pi 1 and pi 2. So that is given here. The total flux, pi is the total flux in the circuit. Pi 1, flux in the path A, B, C, D, A. This A, B, C, D, A. Pi 2 is the flux in the AEFDA, AEFDA, pi 2. So the total flux pi is nothing but pi 1 plus pi 2. Then what about the reluctance? Reluctance S1. S1 is the reluctance in the path ABCDA, first part. S2 is the reluctance in the second part, AEFDA, this one. Then S is the reluctance in the AD, common part, central limb is the AD. So these are all connected in parallel. The path ABCDA and AFEDA are in parallel. In a parallel circuit, the MMF required for the whole parallel circuit is equal to the MMF required for any one of the parallel path, because both are connected in parallel. For the total magnetic, the total MMF is nothing but MMF required for any one of the parallel path. Any one of the parallel path we can consider. That is total MMF equal to MMF for the path AD. So this is a common path, plus either ABCDA or AFEDA. So it is nothing but common path plus any one of the parallel path. So that we can write pi into S. Pi into S is the total flux, common path. Pi 1 S1 means first part, ABCDA. Otherwise we can write pi into S into second part, AEFA, that is pi 2 into S2. So the parallel circuit means we need to consider any one path alone is enough. So that pi S plus pi 1 S1, considering the first part, pi S plus pi 2 into S2, considering the second part. Either this one, this equation or this equation can be used for the total MMF. So in this video we analyze the simple magnetic circuit, series magnetic circuit and parallel magnetic circuit. Thank you.